the premise of my business was always to empower you and inspire you to feel that you deserve the best, right? Greatness. But it's like, how do we work from that space? How do we become that person if we don't already believe in who we are and believe in our craft and trust our gut and all the things? And so, hi, Michelle. So here's the deal. So I just, this pricing situation. So when we talk about pricing, I actually created a video about this, and I'm waiting for my guy to transcribe it, but he is like closing on his house. He does all of my like work for me in terms of my videos and stuff. And so I'm like, I cannot wait till he's done to talk about this. So I figure, why not? Hi, Tommy. I figure, why not talk about this now? And so here it is. We talk about pricing in the industry. We talk about, raising our prices, price increases. We talk about, delivering a 5-star experience. We talk about, all the things, right? Finding your perfect target client and all the things that are very, very important. And I touched on this a little bit, I think, last week. But I'm going to get into it because I think it's, and Michelle, yes, you were here for this because we were talking about working from a space of confidence. And so I feel like we need to have the conversation wrapped around how we really dive into showing up every day and showing up in a way that allows us to position ourselves in a better space for our business. So what I was saying last week, and what the video says, which I'm waiting to get ready for you guys, is basically saying, you guys know you need to have a price increase. If you haven't had a price increase in 2, 3, 4 years, it's time, right? There are so many things that go into price increases. We talk about education, investment into education, how far you're booked out, what is your price per minute, that's a part of it too. What are your expenses? Because we have to know your numbers. Are you booked out 3 or 4 weeks? Are you booked out 10 weeks? Has it been time? Because it has been 2 or 3 years since you've increased your prices. And, it's not that stylists don't know that they have to have a price increase. The reason why and some of you are not doing it is because, yes, it may have to do with the expense part and should I do it now? How much should I do? But the majority comes from the space of, I don't feel like I am good enough to have a price increase. I don't feel like I'm worthy of having a price increase. I don't feel that I deserve having my price increases. I discount my services. I show up and I give people $10, $20 off. If they show up and they can't afford my prices, I discount them because I want to get them done. That's not working from a space of confidence. That's working from a space of feeling that you are not worthy of what you actually are. And that comes from working on yourself. It comes with time, it comes with experience, it comes with age, it comes with making mistakes, it comes from learning from those mistakes, it comes from who you surround yourself with. But this stuff starts all the way, we can take this stuff back all the way into our childhood, right? These are things that we absorb in our household and the things that we learn. And, yes, there are some people who are born with more of a leadership mentality, but there are some that are not and really could learn how to be that person, but no one's teaching them how to do that. So my thing is, if I tell a hairstylist that doesn't feel that they believe in themselves yet, and they don't trust themselves yet, and they don't feel value within themselves, whether it's personal or business, and I say, charge your worth, what does that mean to them? They're going to charge what they feel that they're worth. And if they don't feel valued within themselves and they don't feel good about themselves, they're still not going to charge what they should be. I'm just using pricing as an example, but this stems from boundaries in our industry. It comes from a lot of things that we do in the industry. Where discounting is one of the things, never having boundaries, staying late, working all hours of the night. It comes from a much deeper place. And my goal and my mission is to help you work through that. That's why grow yourself, grow your business. And I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. I get so fired up about this because I feel like there's so many talented, amazing, beautiful souls in the industry. But there are also a lot of hairstylists and salon owners that are truly struggling within themselves. And until you get that right, you're not going to charge your worth. You're not going to stop giving discounts. You're not going to be able to show up and give that 5-star experience because it starts with you first. I used to work on this stuff with my team. I was very involved in growing my team and spending time with them and truly working on them as people. Because again, I believe, and this is going, I mean, I've been doing this for years and years and years. That was the basis of my business. That's why when I hired someone, I had to genuinely love them. Because if I didn't, I can't, I'm not going to be phony. I have to love them because I'm going to invest my heart and soul into helping them, and they're going to do the same, right? So when we think about growing the business and we think about getting more people in our chair and we talk about target market, yes, that stuff is important. But if you don't feel whole within yourself, another balayage class is not going to help that. It's going to help your technique. And I'm not saying don't take a balayage class or a cutting class. Yes, please do. But you also have to counterbalance that with personal development. You have to counterbalance that with working on the things that are heavy on your heart. This is deep shit. This is what I really, truly strive to talk about. I'm getting emotional because I feel like there's such a need for it. I operate from a space of pain. That's what drives me. You know, I've endured a lot of pain. If you listen to my podcast, you'll know that you hear me drop things about my upbringing and my family and my mom and my dad. And I'm grateful for that because it allows me to speak from this place. And when you finally become, because I wasn't always this way, right? I always didn't work from this space because of a lot of the trauma and things that I've endured. It could make me a little bit timid. Now, I truly believe that that leader was in me when I was young too, but over the things that happened, that leadership quality kind of got pushed down. And then I personally, not in business, but personally didn't feel that I was worth it. My self-esteem wasn't always the best. So it's kind of like working on that constantly. And when I worked on that and I started to take care of that side of myself, that's when I really started to grow my business. So here's a quick story. When I opened my salon back in 2006, we were doing a promotion for $18 haircuts. $18. That wasn't the real price. I think it was maybe like $25. I can't remember that far back. And when it came time around raising prices or thinking about raising my prices or how am I going to go about doing this? Hey girl, how am I going to do this? What if I lose same thing you're feeling. What if I lose my guests? What if they don't come back? What if they get mad because I raise my prices? That's the space that I was operating from. I was a new business owner. I was struggling personally, right? I was 27, I think, or 28 when I opened my salon. So I was still doing a lot of work on myself. And when it came time for me to raise my prices, I couldn't do it because I didn't feel whole and solid within myself. And so I waited and I waited and I didn't do it and I didn't do it. And then I'm like, this is not working. I need to work on me. I got to get all this stuff out. So now I feel good about my craft. I feel good about the way I run my business. I feel good about the way that I treat myself and treat others. And I feel good about the way that I show up for my guests. And so I am so passionate about personal development. I can tell you how to raise your prices. I can show you how to price yourself per minute. But if I do that with a hairstylist that just doesn't believe in themselves yet here, they're not going to show up and deliver the way that they should. So it's kind of like, okay, Susie, my stylist, here's the pricing. This is what we're going to do. Think about it if you own a salon and you have a team. If you tell Susie, this is the pricing and this is what we're going to do, but you don't have a meeting with her first and you don't get her to the level that she should be technically and where she should be, you know, price equals value, and you say, this is your price and you can do it and you got it, and you send her on her way, she's not going to deliver 100% because she's still delivering from the space of feeling less confident, less value, less in terms of her self-worth and self-esteem. She may be able to say, okay, this is my price today, but in terms of delivering the actual experience, the guest is going to sense that there is some sort of pushback there. And I have been working on I can continue to work on myself I'm a work in progress. You guys know that if you follow me, if you are on the podcast. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm still working on. I have a lot of anxiety that I deal with, and I know that you guys can relate to that. But I also make sure that I spend the time to do that. So here are a couple things that you can do to, if you're feeling in that space. You could be a 1-year stylist, you could be a 15-year stylist and still feeling this way. We all have ebbs and flows in our business, right? There are days when I would show up in my business and I was like, yes, I'm gonna kick ass and I'm gonna do great and this is awesome. And then there were times in my business where I showed up and I was like, how the F am I gonna get through this day? Like, how the hell am I gonna hire another stylist? How the hell am I gonna train somebody else? Like, I just don't have it in me, right? We all have ebbs and flows in our business. We have ebbs and flows within ourselves. So here are some tips for you. Number one, first and foremost, surround yourself with people you aspire to be. That is probably the most important thing. Your crew, your tribe, your people, they mean everything. They're a detriment to your growth or to you not growing, right? So when you are feeling less confident and you are maybe new, or you're just getting in the biz, or maybe you went through something in your life and it set you back a little bit and you're not feeling good about who you are, business or personal, if you surround yourself with someone or people that is constantly striving to do better, or maybe in a place that you aspire to be, maybe they're very positive, they're knowledgeable, they are encouraging you. That's why it's so important for our salon owners to have their shit together these days, right? Because you're inspiring your team every day. They're counting on you to do that. And so surround yourself with those people, because they will hold you accountable, but they will also give you the encouragement you need when you feel like you don't have it within yourself, right? Mentorship, huge. Number two, what are you filling yourself with, right? What are you spending your off time doing? Are you reading? Are you learning? Are you growing? Are you challenging yourself? Are you meditating? Are you filling yourself with things that will help you progress in your life? Or, again, are you what? What does that downtime look like for you, whether it's in the salon or it's at home? Podcasts and books. You read and get so much knowledge and information about something that you're passionate about. I'm not a big reader. I have to be truthful. I'm not a big reader. I read when I am stressed. Like when I feel like I need something, I will read about it, and that's when I learn the most. You know yourself. You know what's going to be good for you. But if you're not a reader, listen to a podcast. And maybe switch it up and don't listen to a podcast about how you can do the best dry haircut. Maybe you listen to a podcast that has to do with, how do I move forward from abuse in a relationship? How do I move forward from a dysfunctional home? How do I move forward from trauma, right? If you don't get rid of the stuff that you carry, yes, hey there. If you don't get rid of the stuff that you carry, take it from me. I am being so raw and 100 right now. That shit will come to haunt you. It happened to me, and it's happened to a lot of other people that I know, because we supplement the pain for something else. For me, it was work. I'm a workaholic, still am, but I'm in recovery from that, right? Because I vowed to myself that I need to have a little bit more balance in taking care of me. And so, again, these are all of the things that I want you to continue to work on. The stuff that we carry limits us. Listen to this. The stuff that we carry inside limits us from being our absolute best. The pain that we let sit will only come up later on in life. We can only push it down for so long. Hi, Victor. We can only be the best hairstylist for so long. We can only be the best salon owner for so long. And that shit starts to bubble up, and that's when you start to break down. You got to do it in increments. I'm all about therapy. I've been in therapy since I'm 21 years old. You do you, but that's what works for me. I'm always trying to better myself, and because of all the stuff, that I carried, and I was like, I'm going to work, I'm going to work, I'm going to build the best business, I'm going to be the best coach, I'm going to be the best mentor, I'm going to do for others. I had like an explosion, like volcano, because I wasn't tending to myself. I wasn't dealing with the pain. I was so focused on becoming the best salon owner and being the best for my team that I neglected the fact that I've been through some shit in my life that I really need to work on, right? And so, hi guys. So I'm having a super deep conversation about clearing out all of this stuff within us so you can live a life of greatness, right? And it's not about doing great balayages and haircuts and colors. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with what's in here. And so you read, listen to podcasts, fill yourself with knowledge and information. And number 3, you guys ready for it? It's a big one. You look at yourself in the mirror, right? You look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I good with who I am right now? What can I do to be better than who I was yesterday, right? What can I work on today that will help me build my business, that will help me be a better mom, brother, sister, father? There are times when I would look in the mirror. So we're going back. I lived in West Palm Beach, Florida when I was about 24, 25, and that's when I opened up all of those salons with my partners. And I was going through a lot of growth, and I went through a horrible relationship, like a breakup, and I was lost. And I was searching. What can I do? How can I be busy? How can I work more? How can I invest in, dance, or which was positive for me because dance is a great outlet, but I was keeping busy because I didn't want to deal with all this stuff. And when I got home and I decided that I was going to open up my own salon, I crashed. This was only one of the few crashes that I've had in my life in terms of like emotional crash. And I said to myself, I got to really start to figure out who I am. That was probably, I think I said 24, 25, maybe 26. Who am I? Who's Nina? Do I like her? Do I feel good about her? I definitely don't feel good about the choices I've made in relationships. So let's change that. So looking in the mirror, guys, self-assessment is key. Look in the mirror and say, do I feel good about who I am today? And if I don't, what can I do to make it better? It's always growing and learning and, always trying to see, not being in competition with anybody else, but being in competition with yourself from who you were yesterday. Don't get caught up in the Instagram and the Facebook and looking at what everybody else is doing in their journey and how they're showing up. Because honest truth, half the time on Instagram, that shit's not even real. I'm just speaking the truth right now. These glamorous, glorious lives that some people are portraying on Instagram is not even the reality of what's going on in their life. Don't get caught up in that. Be yourself. But you've got to figure out who that is first, right? Especially if you're in your 20s. Like, even in 30s, I'm in my 40s now and I'm still working on myself. So I gave you 3 really good things that you can work on to really personal development, things that you can work on to become a better version of yourself. Personal growth is key. And I think that once we start paying more attention to it, the better stylist you become, the more on point you become with your technical skill, the more solid you become on working on those consultations, and you can show up for your guests. And when you have a client that shows up that is a little aggressive and a little bit abrasive, you're like, bring it, because I know who I am now. I feel good about it, and I'm not going to discount your services because I know what I bring to the table. You guys with me? Yes. So this is my mission. And because I'm still continuing to grow and learn and evolve within myself, I feel this pull and this passion coming from me because of the podcast. With Jay and I doing the podcast, it's allowed me to connect with such amazing people just like you guys. And it's allowed me to really find that truth within myself. Look, I know who I am. I am, right? I feel good about that. Are there days when I feel shitty? Yes. Are there days where that pain still comes up and I'm like, I need a break? Yes. But when it comes to my business and who I am as a person and who I am as a friend and as a wife and as a daughter, yeah, I'm good. I feel good about that. And that's what I want for you. But let me tell you, the road to it is not fun. You've got to be willing to put in the work. Yes, self-love. Yes, thank you, self-love. And I think in this industry, we have a hard time with that because we're so focused on caring for others. And I feel, and I'll speak just for myself, we're so good about caring for others because it means that we don't have to look within ourselves. That's what it meant for me. I am good about caring for others. What can I do? How can I help? How can I serve? Now I come from a different place with that. Before, it was like, I don't want to deal with my own shit, so I'm going to just care about you. I'm going to love on you. I'm going to help you become better, right? I got through all of that. But through years of reading and podcasts and making mistakes and learning and spending time with people who genuinely care about me and care about my support, but smart, good, solid people, that's it. You know, you got it. That's a start for you. But you're going to see me talk about this. I'm actually going to do a workshop. So let me know how you guys feel about this, especially if you catch it on the replay. I think my phone's going to die. I'm going to do a class next year just all about this, all about personal growth and self-care and self-love and working on the stuff and pain. And yes, it's going to have to do with the hair industry, but I feel that my purpose is bigger. I want to reach more people, and not just within the industry. I love the industry, but I want to dream big, and I want you to dream big, right? And I think that's part of the journey for us, is not thinking small. It's thinking on a much bigger level. So I hope this impacted you in some way. I hope that maybe you can share this with someone that really maybe needs to hear this today. And I just want greatness for you, but you've got to want it for yourself first. So if you're just tuning in, hello, my friends, please watch this on the replay. I'm going to save it. And I hope that you guys are having a really good day. I love talking about stuff like this. I really want you to do well within your business, but we're going to start here first. So thank you guys so much, so much for tuning in. Check out my website, onenagency.com. I've got a bunch of free downloads you can check out. Check out the podcast, No Stylist Left Behind, on iTunes and Spotify. And as always, thank you so much for all of your love and support. It is because of you that I'm able to do what I love and speak so freely and truthfully. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy your day. Bye, guys.